Hi, I'm Joe Freeman. This is Mike Richman. We're with the Oregonian and OregonLive. It was the Blazers' biggest game of the season Tuesday night at the Moda Center. They had, or I should say, Jusuf Nurkic had his biggest performance with the Blazers, and the Blazers had their biggest victory of the season. 122 to 113 over the Denver Nuggets. The victory moved the Blazers into sole possession of 8th place in the Western Conference, one game ahead of the Nuggets, but it might as well be two because they now have the tiebreaker over a team that they were tied with. So it's looking all but locked right now that this team's going to make the playoffs. Schedule heavily favors them down the stretch. 6 of their final 8 games are at home. Most of Denver's Nuggets...
6 of 8 of Denver's are on the road.
On the road. That bodes well for your Blazers, if you ask me. And who was played very well tonight was Jusuf Nurkic. It was another incredible performance from him. Career high 33 points, 16 rebounds, 3 blocks against his former team. He denied it afterwards, but he clearly had some serious pent-up emotion and energy about facing his former team. And what a performance it was from beginning to end. He was dominant. And again, the biggest game of the season for the Blazers. He had his biggest night, willed them to a victory. CJ also had a big night, 39 points. Damian, 19 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. But really, the Blazers played one of their better games in what has become a really good stretch for them.
Yeah, nobody played any defense in the first half. It's about as enjoyable an offensive basketball game as you could possibly see. And the Blazers played a little bit of defense in the third quarter, and that pretty much changed the game. As CJ was dominant throughout, he's kind of had the quietest 39-point game you could possibly have because Nurkic stole the show, and it was all about him. He pumped up the crowd at every chance he got. He was off the bench cheering and clapping as engaged as you'll ever see him. And like Joe said, he pretended this wasn't about the Nuggets. It was absolutely about the Nuggets. And it was about the Blazers really putting it all together. They won this game with a third quarter defensive stretch, and then when the Nuggets threatened a little bit with about 5 minutes to go in the fourth, again, they poured it on. CJ hit some big shots, Day made the right passes, and they just won. They played enough defense to do it, and now look like they're cruising to the playoffs.
In the short term, another impressive performance for Nurkic. In the intermediate term, a huge step for the Blazers towards the playoffs. And I think in what may be a part of the long term, Nurkic is quickly establishing himself as a cornerstone of this franchise. I talked to Will Barton, the former Blazer, after the game and asked him about Nurkic, and he said, looks like part of a big three to me, talking about Nurkic, Damian, and CJ. And it's hard to deny that. It's only been, 17 games or so?
I believe this was game 19.
Game 19 of his with the team, so it's easy to get carried away and kind of get caught up in what's happening. But he keeps proving himself night after night, more so game after game, and so he really has been the exact tonic that the Blazers needed for their season-long struggles. Really been an important fit for this team, and I think has established himself as a long-term piece of this franchise. Another big game, though, looms for this team Thursday night against the Houston Rockets here at home. Is that on TNT?
It's on TNT.
It's on TNT, so we'll see you after that game.